Early on, I remember getting on a ladder with Gene Schulman in Blue Ash and painting a house.
We had a sergeant that was a friendly one, that was a nice, kind type of sergeant.
Every Rotary moment is a favorite moment.
I attended a meeting in Pontchartrain, France. Started in February. Started at 7 o'clock. We broke up at 1.
When I received a proclamation from Ted Cowsbeck on my contribution to the community.
I was installed as president, and all the support that I got and the flowers and the special dinner that they had, it was a great time. It made me really look forward to the whole year.
When I was camping with my son and we went to, I can't remember the name of the town in Arizona, and there were 7 bankers all with boots and crap on their boots. And all of us having a very formal breakfast for Rotary.
When I was installed as district governor and going to Anaheim, California, and looking out amongst the crowd and the people from all those different countries with the same things in mind.
Okay, we were working on raising money for Nicaragua a number of years ago and working at the Paul Brown Stadium, and I was relatively new in the club, and we got to know everybody, and my wife was actively involved in it, and that was really good too.
Brad Johansson.
Gary Black's rendition of Happy Birthday.
I love when the students come back and we've changed their lives, when they go to the World Affair and they have changed their career, and something they didn't even know they were interested in is now their agenda for the rest of their life.
We all used to get together and paint neighborhood houses, and everybody got paint all over them in all different colors. Didn't recognize each other. It was a great time.
It's being at the Steel Day, selling water to a lot of very hot people.
The day that Harry Barnacle gave a happy buck for no longer having to sit at the AARP table.
It's helping judge the 4-way speech contest. I get a big charge out of the students each month, and it is an excellent part of the organization.
Sitting next to 10 and being inspired every Tuesday.
Working with the bicycle rodeo and the safety days with car seat safety, where we would grill hot dogs and hamburgers, invite members of the community out, do the bicycle rodeo, and then working with John Applegate and listening to him talk about his grandchildren at the time who were infants, and talking about the car seat safety and how to place those in the cars.
When I was the chairman of Camp Enterprise for the first time, and Camp and Jim Cobb helped me through it.
Being inducted into Rotary and being Sergeant of Arms.
Favorite Rotary moment was being privileged to be able to present John Applegate with the James Cobb Spirit of Rotary Award.
The Cincinnati Rotary Club a few years ago, John Delavoye talked, who was a fellow in the Second World War who interrogated all the high Nazi war criminals shortly before the Nuremberg trials.
I think I really enjoyed being Sergeant at Arms, which gave me a podium to run my election for president. And then when I took over as president, I had a great time for that whole Rotary Centennial year.
Being on the Little Miami River with Dave Hirschberger and finding Moby tire.
Larry going down the Little Miami with a tire that was about 5 times as big as his canoe.
Going to the 2005 International Convention in Chicago with about 25 other Blue Ash Montgomery Rotarians.
Right now, the beautiful weather in Hyde Park, thinking about being a kid.
We went to a Rotary party, and a famous Elvis Presley showed up.
The first awards banquet we had, because I really wasn't enthused about it, and at the end of the night it was such a validating experience for those award winners.
Where we got together and we tried to figure out what we were doing.
I love working at Crayons to Computers because the whole group gets together and we have a lot of fun and do good things and we laugh a lot. And I also love working in the 4th of July booth.
Working with the group that raised money to go to Nicaragua, along with my trip to Nicaragua 4 times.
Club honored me with a Paul Harris Fellow on John's behalf.
Many, but the start of the Blue Ash Club, when I came as a member of the Downtown Club, and we had a seminar or a little meeting on classification, and I remember giving the club that little presentation, and that was my favorite memory.
Many, many years ago, Dick Dusterberg, before I became a member, came into the club as Sergeant at Arms, and he was Father Dusterberg. He had a collar on, and the humor was amazing, and I became a member shortly after that.
One of the first years I was in the club, we went over to through the senior center and helped clean up somebody's yard, and then all went back to Dave's house for a cookout. Had a great time.
We go out and we give gifts around Christmas and to these, and see the looks on the children's face, because usually that might be the only gift that they receive.
I believe it was when John Glenn was a speaker at the Cincinnati Rotary Club. I asked him why he was running for office, and he said he wanted to improve the country. He was such an enjoyable guy that it made it a favorite moment.
Trip to Nicaragua in 2002 with Matthew 25 and all the things that we did as a Rotary down there. Also, when I joined Rotary, we had about 6 different volunteer things that we were working on, which were involved outside and plantings and stuff, which hit me in the sweet spot. So.
My favorite Rotary moment has been working with kids, and I can't give one specific one, but I think one of my absolute favorites is when we had all the RILA students here at one time, telling about their experiences, showing their posters, talking about the wonderful leadership experience that our club made possible for them.
Before I was a member, Jane Garfield asked me to help in a shoe sale. So I definitely helped Rotary by buying lots and lots of shoes. Some of my other favorite memories were the parades we used to do and the train that was made that all the kids were in, and watching all the kids in the parade. That was a lot of fun.
Sitting in the back row at our celebration dinner last year and seeing over 170 Rotarians and their friends celebrating the accomplishments of many business people and individuals in our marketing area.
To go and bowl with the Cincinnati Club, and our Blue Ash Montgomery Rotary Club came in first place and took the trophy away from them.
My induction date in August of 2004 with Dr. Ted and the late Jim Urena.
Last year when we did the Little Miami cleanup, we've done a lot of service projects, but that was the first time I went to one where different people than I normally would show up and do stuff with showed up. So I got to know a lot of different people on that. It was a lot of fun. It did a lot of good. And I got to see a few people get wet, so it was even better. Not me.
The times when we volunteer at the Crayons to Computers.
Hot dogs and hamburgers at the 4th of July Rotary function.
I was honored to be asked by Art Johnson from the Cincinnati Club to be the provisional president.
I have a job.
It's quite an honor, and I appreciate that very much. It's a memorable event.
Was helping Jim Cobb get the recognition he needed for all of his years in Rotary before he passed.
Hey, Bob Young and I persuaded Gary Black that we would sing Happy Birthday with him, and he ended up singing it by himself.
Cheers 4th of July, with all the support we got, despite backing the van into 2 of the light stanchions in the park.
Doing Halloween walk in the woods at Blue Ash, and we had Hepler, Maxine, and myself dressed up as one of the little pigs.
What's your favorite Rotary moment?
Oh, this is a video.
It's a video.
All right. My favorite Rotary moment would be my father inducted me.
Was when I was in Arizona, where I lived for many, many years, and going through some old things, I found my father's Rotary pin. The Rotary pin said President.
I was the sponsor of Dr. Mark Korchak, one of our presidents and current members. I had his bio, and one of his hobbies was was skiing, and I introduced him as skydiving. And Dr. Mark has not let me forget that since.
A couple of my Rotary favorite, start again.
Number one, I got my first, second, third, and fourth Paul Harris's this summer, and I won the $500 raffle.
Delivering dictionaries to the third grade kids, and it was a bonus to find out later that one boy said it was the only book in his house.
My favorite time on the board is, unlike most others, mine wasn't going off as president, mine was starting, because it was a wonderful year.
Was volunteering at Crayons to Computers. I thought the job I was doing was insignificant or mundane, but when we were finished and we walked out into the store and I saw all the teachers shopping for all the school supplies, I realized that I did make a difference that day.
Hey, putting together and delivering the first Thanksgiving basket was a real experience for me. I think it gave me some good insight into how much people appreciated that and the kind of good work that Rotary does.